Okay, so let's dive in. You remember back in, what was it, 2016, Jack Na made that big statement
Mhm.
about pure e-commerce basically being, well, kind of over.
Yeah, he called it new retail, this whole idea of blending the online and the offline shopping worlds, making them seamless.
Exactly, seamless. And that's what we're looking at today, right?
Mm-hmm.
How Taiwan's PX Mart, a big supermarket chain, kind of focused on an older customer base, how they handled this shift.
Hmm. It's a really interesting case because new retail, this whole concept, it really relies on everyone being comfortable jumping between channels.
Right, like browsing online, maybe picking up in the store later,
Yeah.
or just getting it delivered.
Exactly. And the backbone for all of that is smartphones and, really critically, mobile payments. China moves super fast on this.
Yeah.
But other places like Taiwan, well, cash is still pretty popular. So getting people, especially maybe older folks who aren't always the first to jump on new tech onto mobile payments, that's a hurdle.
Right. And PX Mart, or PX Mart, or AS as
Mhm.
it's known there, it's huge, like a real staple for everyday shopping, especially for, moms and grandmas, as they say.
Hmm.
So they must have felt the pressure from e-commerce growing. Our mission here is really to figure out how they got their core customers, that demographic, to actually start using mobile payments
Yeah, because it's not just about plugging in some new system. It's about understanding who your customers are.
and bringing them along. Right.
Exactly. And it kind of blows up that assumption that older people just won't do cashless.
Okay.
Well, the data in Taiwan shows overall cashless use is actually pretty high across all ages. Lots of people use stored value cards, things like that. They're common.
Ah, okay. So like the easy card for transport and stuff.
Yeah.
People used to tapping a card.
Precisely. But the sticking point is smartphone payments, specifically QR codes. That's where you see a difference.
So using some kind of cashless is one thing, but pulling out your phone, opening an app, scanning a code, that's a bit older that people were less keen on.
That's what a survey suggested. You had like over a third of guys in their 20s using QR payments. But for folks in their 50s, it dropped to around 20%, and even lower, maybe 15% for those in their 60s.
What do you think that is? Just inertia?
Partly, maybe. For many older users, credit cards work fine. They're familiar, convenient enough. The whole process of finding the app, installing it, linking an account, then the QR code thing for every single purchase, it can just feel like, a bit of a hassle compared to just tapping a card.
Yeah, I could see that. Stick with what's easy. But for a store like PX Mart, thinking long term about this new retail idea, they can't just rely on cards forever, can they?
No, probably not. Mobile payment is sort of the key that unlocks that whole integrated online-offline thing. It makes the transition smooth.
And I guess you also have to think today's younger, tech savvy shoppers,
Hmm.
they're going to get older too, right? Their expectations won't suddenly change.
Exactly. So looking ahead, getting mobile payments integrated is pretty much essential for staying relevant.
So PX Mart knew who their main shoppers were, knew they weren't necessarily jumping onto phone payments. How did they start tackling that?
Well, their first move back in 2018 was pretty smart. They brought out their own PX Mart electronic money card.
Okay, like a store card.
Sort of, yeah. Think like the Nanako card in Japan or Ponta. It used tap to pay, which, as you said, was already familiar technology in Taiwan because of the Easy Card.
Ah, so they're building on something people already understand, lowering the barrier.
Exactly. Leverage that existing comfort level. But then something interesting happened with how people actually used the card. It wasn't entirely planned, it seems.
Oh, was that?
Well, people started paying with cash, but then asking to have their change loaded directly onto the PX Mart card.
Really, instead of getting coins back?
Yeah, and this kind of organically solved a common problem with stored value cards. People forget how much money is on them, that invisible balance.
Ah, right. If your change goes straight onto it, you know there's money there, and you're probably more likely to use it next time.
That's exactly it. It became a really practical reason to keep using the card. It wasn't just about points, it was about managing loose change, too.
That's clever. So it addressed a real everyday annoyance while also getting people to use their system. Did PX Mart then lean into this?
They did. They started actively encouraging card use. They offered bonus credit if you added money to your card at these special kiosks in the store.
Okay, rewarding people for topping up.
Mm-hmm. And they also did these little random credit rewards, like a small lottery, just for using the card to pay. Added a bit of fun, maybe.
A little incentive to tap the card? Did it work? Did people start using the cards more?
Oh, yeah. Big time. After they launched those bonus and lottery campaigns, the number of card members apparently almost doubled in just 1 month.
Doubled. Wow.
Yeah, it went from about 313,000 to 613,000. It really shows that targeting the right incentives makes a huge difference.
Okay, so they've got a lot of people using their tap-to-pay card. What was the next step towards actual mobile payment?
The next step was launching PX Pay, their own QR code mobile app. That was in May 2019.
So about a year after the card.
Right. And crucially, they didn't just drop this new app out of nowhere.
How do they link it?
A key feature was that you could transfer your balance from the physical electronic money card straight into the PX Pay app.
Ah, okay. So it felt like an upgrade, not a completely separate, scary new thing.
Exactly. It framed PX Pay as the next step for the system you were already using, the one holding the change you'd loaded onto it.
But still, getting people, especially that core demographic, to actually download an app, set it up, that's still a hurdle, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this is where PX Mart did something really quite remarkable, I think. The Mom Helper Squads.
Okay, tell me about them. That sounds intriguing.
They basically set up teams of their own staff, specifically middle-aged female staff members, so people who kind of mirrored their main customer base.
Right, relatable.
And their job was to provide really personalized one-on-one help getting the PX Pay app installed and set up on customers' phones, right there in the store.
One-on-one help. How long did that take?
Reports say they'd often spend like 20 minutes with a single customer, sometimes even longer if needed.
20 minutes per customer. That's a serious commitment of staff time.
It really is. But you have to think about the payoff. This wasn't just about tech support. It was about building trust. These staff members weren't just anonymous employees anymore. They were building a bit of a relationship, showing empathy, making the technology feel less intimidating.
That human connection piece.
Yeah.
Turning a potentially frustrating tech moment into a positive interaction.
Exactly. And that comfort level, that trust, it's invaluable. It meant customers were not only adopting PX Pay, but were probably more open to trying other new things PX Mart might introduce down the line. It paved the way.
So getting mobile payment adopted wasn't the end goal. It was the key to unlock the bigger new retail picture.
Precisely. With a good chunk of their customers now comfortable using PX Pay, they could launch the next phase, which they did in November 2019 with PX Go.
PX Go. Okay, so this is their online ordering platform.
Yeah, integrating online orders right into their system. And guess what the main payment method was?
Had to be PX Pay.
You got it. It created that smooth link between browsing online and paying with the app they'd just learned to use.
And PX Go offered the kind of flexibility, new retail promises, right? Different options.
You could choose home delivery, great for, heavy stuff like rice or drinks. Or you could order online and just do a quick pickup at the store yourself.
Catering to different needs, different moments, convenience.
Exactly. And it took off really fast.
Yeah. How successful was it early on?
Apparently, it hit 30 million orders in just the first month.
30 million in a month. That's huge.
It really is. It showed there was serious pent-up demand, and that the groundwork they'd laid with the card and PX Pay had really prepared their customers for this next step.
And this online capability must have also changed things for PX Mart geographically, didn't it?
Absolutely. A physical store mostly draws people from, walking distance or a short drive, maybe that 20-minute radius or whatever.
Yeah.
But once you add online ordering linked to their payment system, suddenly your reach expands way beyond the local neighborhood. It helps them actually cover that huge percentage of Taiwan's population they aimed for.
Okay, and then they did something else really interesting, this group purchase pickup. What's that about?
Yeah, this was really innovative, I think. It taps into bulk buying, but adds a ton of flexibility.
Does it work?
Okay, imagine you want to buy, say, a whole case of coffee because it's cheaper in bulk, but you don't have space for it, or you won't drink it all at once.
Common problem.
With group purchase pickup, you buy the whole case digitally via PX Pay. But you don't get all the coffee at once. Instead, you basically get a digital right to, say, 24 cans of coffee stored in your PX Pay account.
Okay.
Then, whenever you want some, you can just go into any PX Mart store and redeem, say, 2 cans or 6 cans, whatever you need. Or you can even have parts of it delivered over time, maybe for free if you bundle it with other shopping.
Whoa. That's really flexible. So you get the bulk discount without the storage headache or having to take it all home at once.
Exactly. And it gets even cooler. There's a social sharing aspect.
Sharing? How?
Because these item rights are digital and linked to your PX Pay account, you can easily gift some of them to friends or family directly through your phone.
No way. So I could buy a big pack of snacks and just digitally send like half of them to my sister and she can pick them up herself.
Yep. She just redeems her gifted rights at her local TX Mart whenever she wants.
That's brilliant. It's like digital sharing of physical goods. Great for word of mouth too, I bet.
Definitely. It encourages sharing, introduces new people to the system potentially. It's a really smart blend of digital convenience and physical retail.
It really feels like PX Mart's story perfectly illustrates that new retail idea Jack Ma was talking about. It's not some futuristic fantasy. It's how retail has to evolve now.
I think so. It's just the next step, isn't it? We saw corner stores become supermarkets, then convenience stores took off, then e-commerce exploded. This integration of online and offline, powered by mobile payments, feels like the logical next evolution driven by how we actually live and shop today.
And retailers who ignore it, they risk getting left behind.
It seems likely, yeah. Consumer habits change, technology enables new conveniences, and retailers need to adapt.
So if we boil down PX Mart's success, it wasn't just one thing. It was a sequence.
Right. First, really understanding their customers and the nuances of why they might resist certain tech.
Then using that familiar stepping stone, the tap-to-pay card.
Then the crucial human element. The mom helper squads building trust and providing real personalized support, not just assuming people would figure it out.
And only then, launching the mobile app, PX Pay, and connecting it all to the new retail services like PX Go and Group Purchase.
Exactly. It was phased, thoughtful, and underlying all of it, once they got people onto digital payments, even starting with the card, they started getting much better data.
The data aspect. Of course.
Digital payments mean you see exactly what people are buying, when, where, how often. That lets you understand behavior much better and tailor everything you do, offers stock, new services. It fuels continuous improvement.
It's fascinating. It really drives home that even as technology gets more advanced, those basic human things, trust, making people feel comfortable, that personal connection could be absolutely make or break for adoption, especially with diverse groups of users.
Definitely.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other sort of human factors are we perhaps overlooking right now that might be key to the next big tech shift in other areas? Something for all of us to think about. Thanks. This was a great deep dive.